Welcome to all. In this lecture, we are going to derive carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor. In previous lectures, we have discussed what are p-type semiconductor. It is extrinsic semiconductor or impure semiconductor. When the trivalent impurity atom is added with the pure semiconductor, p-type semiconductor is formed. Example for trivalent impurity: gallium, indium, etc. So trivalent impurities are termed as acceptors because they are ready to accept electrons. So when you add trivalent atom, impurity atom with the pure semiconductor, tetravalent pure semiconductor, what will happen? That is 3 valence electron of impurity atom forms covalent bond with the 3 valence electron of pure semiconductor. The fourth electron is unable to form covalent bond. So the incomplete covalent bond being short of one electron. This missing electron is called hole. So in this figure, so impurity atom boron is added with pure semiconductor germanium. Boron has 3 valence electron. These 3 valence electron forms covalent bond with the parent material germanium. So the germanium atom, this germanium atom or this electron cannot unable to form covalent bond because here there is no fourth electron. There is a absence of one electron, missing of electron. It is called hole. So when you add trivalent atom, hole is created. When you add more number of trivalent atom, more number of hole is created. So the energy level corresponding to the hole is acceptor level. Energy level is called acceptor level. This energy level is just above the valence band. So if you apply small amount of energy to electron in valence band, it will jump to acceptor level. So as a result, ionized acceptors are created in acceptor level. So here hole is created. So this is the band diagram for p-type semiconductor. This is valence band. This one is conduction band. This is acceptor level. Acceptor level, energy of acceptor level is just above valence band. So in this case, each trivalent atom contribute one hole in addition to thermally generated electron hole pairs. So if you add more number of impurity atom, there are more number of holes available in semiconductors. So we already discussed the allowed energy level or acceptor level is just above the valence band. In the case of p-type semiconductor, large number of positive charge carriers are created or more number of holes are available. Okay, here we are going to derive mathematical expression for p-type semiconductor. We know that in the case of p-type semiconductor, acceptor energy level is just above the valence band. Let us consider E alpha is the energy of acceptor level. N alpha is the number of acceptor atom per unit volume. Density of holes per unit volume in valence band. We already derived this expression in intrinsic semiconductor. In intrinsic semiconductor, we have derived concentration of electron in conduction band, concentration of holes in valence band. So here we are using the expression concentration of holes in valence band. In other words, density of holes per unit volume in valence band. So that is small p equal to 2 into 2 pi mh star kt by h square power 3 by 2, where mh star effective mass of hole, e power ev minus ef by kt. This is we are keeping this equation as number 1, where ef is energy of Fermi level, ev energy of top level of valence band. So this is the energy band diagram. So here this is the valence band, this is conduction band. We know that Eg band gap means energy difference between, this is the general definition, no, energy difference between valence band and conduction band. Here this is highest energy of valence band EV. This is energy of acceptor level EA. Okay, so when the electron in valence band gains a small amount of energy, it moves to acceptor level. Acceptor level having holes. Okay, we are adding trivalent impurity with the pure semiconductor. As a result, hole is created. Those holes are available in acceptor level. So here these holes are ready to accept electrons. So when electron in valence band gains a small amount of energy, so transfer to acceptor level. As a result, here hole is created. Here electron is filled. So these electrons are called ionized acceptors. Okay, here the number of holes available in valence band or density of holes available in valence band must be equal to density of electrons available in acceptor level. In other words, density of holes available in valence band must be equal to density of ionized acceptors available in acceptor level. So this is the concept here. So at equilibrium, density of holes in valence band must be equal to density of ionized acceptors in acceptor level. By using this concept, we are going to derive expression for carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor. So already we wrote concentration or density of holes in valence band. Okay, now we are going to calculate density of ionized acceptors available in EA. Density of ionized acceptors. We know that actually Na is number of acceptor atom in acceptor level. F of E or F of EA. It is the possibility of acceptor atom. That is, it is the possibility of electrons in the acceptor level or possibility of ionized acceptors in the acceptor level. Okay, Na by so we know that F of EA value, F of E is 1 by 1 plus e power e minus Ef by kt. We want F of EA. So in the place of E, that is Fermi-Dirac function, in the Fermi-Dirac function, in the place of energy E, we are replacing E subscript A. So 1 by 1 plus e power Ea minus Ef by kt. So we are substituting this F of Ea value here, and we are getting this value Na by 1 plus e power Ea minus Ef by kt. Okay, so density of density of ionized acceptors, that is now we want to simplify this denominator. So that is e power Ea minus Ef. We have to compare this e power term with this one. Okay, so Ea minus Ef. So from the figure, Ea minus Ef, definitely it should be positive. So e power positive value, definitely it will give greater positive value. So compared to this greater positive value, one is negligibly small. So we are leaving this one. So the remaining step is the remaining mathematical expression is Na by e power Ea minus Ef by kt. So we are bringing this e power term into numerator. So when you bring the denominator e power terms to the numerator, this power term becomes, we have to multiply this power term with minus. So Na into e power, when this term come to numerator, it becomes e power Ef minus Ea by kt. So this is equation number 3. So at equilibrium, equation 1 must be equal to equation 3. Density of holes in valence band must be equal to density of ionized acceptors. So we are equating and we are simplifying. So taking log on both sides. So log this term, log AB equal to log A plus log B. So we are taking log common. So log is common. So log A plus log B. Log E it becomes 1. So the remaining term EV minus EF by KT. Similarly log NA plus log E EF minus EA by KT, where log E becomes 1. So now we are simplifying this equation 5 and we are getting expression for EF. So 2EF equal to EA plus EV minus KT into log NA by 2 into 2 pi mH star KT by H square power 3 by 2. Again we want EF, we are bringing this 2 into denominator. So we are getting EF value. Now we have EF value, we are substituting this EF value equation number 7 into equation 1. So what we are getting? So P equal to 2 into 2 pi mH star KT by H square power 3 by 2 exponential in the place of EF. In the place of EF, what is that equation number 1? So equation number 1 is EV minus EF by KT. So in the place of EF, we are substituting the obtained expression in equation 7. So EV minus EF. EV minus EF, we have substituted and I have substituted and simplified, and finally what we are getting? P equal to 2 in root 2 NA into 2 pi mH star KT by H square power 3 by 2 e power EV minus EA by 2 KT. So we know that energy gap, that is ionization energy, del E is ionization energy. Ionization energy is the difference between acceptor energy of acceptor level and valence band. So EA minus EV is ionization energy del E. So we are substituting minus del V by 2 KT. What is the final expression? What we are getting? P equal to root 2 NA 2 pi mH star KT by H square power 3 by 2 e power minus del E by 2 KT. So this is the final expression for carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor. This is the carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor. Here to simplify the step from 7 to 8, you need to take written practice and you also use study reading material. Okay, study material. So in the study material all the steps are given. So what is the result we are getting? Density of holes in the valence band is proportional to square root of acceptor concentration, not donor concentration. A square root of Na acceptor concentration, and at high temperature, so thermally electrons and holes also will generate. So we have to take into account the carrier concentration of that is intrinsic carrier concentration also. Okay, so at low temperature, density of holes is proportional to square root of acceptor concentration. At high temperature, so in addition to this acceptor concentration, we need to include thermally generated electron holes. Okay, this is the result. Variation of Fermi level with temperature. So actually what we got, this is the expression we got for EF, that is Fermi level. Okay, so when T equal to 0, this second term will become 0. So what is the remaining one? EF equal to EA plus EV by 2. So this result clearly shows that Fermi level in p-type semiconductor is located exactly in the middle of acceptor level and valence band. So the higher energy of valence band. This is the result. Okay, so this at T equal to 0, okay, exactly EF is located exactly at the middle of EA and EV. As the temperature increases, more and more acceptor atoms are ionized and Fermi level shift towards upwards. At very high temperature, what will happen? There are more number of thermally generated electron hole pair. In other words, there is no covalent bond exists. Finally, so at very high temperature, intrinsic semiconductor dominates. Okay. So this is the final result obtained from carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor, which is shown in figure. From the obtained